Alright, so today I want to talk about another move that I see go unpunished. But for good reason. Kolin has a way of extending her pressure by canceling normals or just doing this raw. EX, whatever the hail move is called. And what it basically does is, even though the move is still punishable on block, as you can see it's -8, unlike the normal hail, which comes out much slower, and the closest version is much farther away, even though it's the same disadvantage on block, and the hail disappears after she gets hit. However, the EX hail continues to fall down even if you punish the move on block, which is -8. So because of this, Kolin can usually, pressing any button will get you hit by this. Except for crouching light attacks, generally. And even then. Yeah, see? I didn't recover in time. I can only do that. I can only do crouching light punch and still be able to block in time. So, because of that, Kolin is usually very, very plus in those situations. See? Ryu becomes -8 after that, basically a trade. Especially if Ryu gets hit by both of the hails. And Kolin can usually automatically combo off of that with standing hard punch or standing light kick. As such, a lot of people let it go unpunished. They just block it, even though it technically is -8. They don't want to get hit by the hail themselves and give Kolin a much bigger combo. So instead, they just block it and take the pressure. Now, there are ways of punishing her move, generally with every character. Although some characters get better punishes than others. So I just want to basically cover each character's options against that move when blocking it. Because Kolin doesn't have very good pressure. She doesn't have particularly plus on block moves. Her crush counter, her standing heavy punch crush counter has gotten significantly worse on block this season. Or in the 3.5 update. So her being able to extend her pressure and go for more of her throws. Her overhead that she also has, her really good crouching medium kick, being able to continue to press her own offense and get in is something that you don't want to have happen with a character that does a lot of damage like Kolin. So, because of that, it's important to know how you can punish that move so that she can't get away with it. So when you're point blank like this, the punishes that you get are dependent on the range that you are when you block the move. If you're completely outside of the range, you can just whiff punish it. The ice will still come out, but if you whiff punish with something that knocks her down, then you'll be fine, generally. But the punishes that you get are dependent on how far away you are when you block the actual strike itself. Point blank, a lot of characters can get really good stuff if they have moves that move them forwards or anything. Unfortunately, the only move that really pushes Ryu out of the range where he'll still get hit by the ice, all these moves will have him have his own personal hurt box up there so they'll still get hit. So he can do hard punch, and he can do medium kick. And heavy kick isn't fast enough, because the move is only -8. So he can punish with that. And he can punish with that. And the light kick one is a little bit better. You don't have to be point blank. the Shoryuken itself will pull you out of the range of the ice pretty well. You can choose to just do a raw Shoryuken and get hit by the hail, but you'll do more damage. And any character with a sweep that's 8 frames or faster will be able to knock her down and still get hit by the hail, which prevents Kolin from getting trades and usually leaves you in an advantageous situation. But you don't generally want to do that, especially if you're going to get hit by both of the hails after you do that. Like so. So, going for a heavy Shoryuken is generally a better trade. And if you're closer than that, heavy Shoryuken will pull you out of the hail entirely. And, closer than that, you can just do light kick Shoryuken all day. And, any character, can punish this with throw when it's done point blank. Another trade that Ryu can take is that. Unfortunately for Ryu, by the time he can parry that, it won't actually punish the move, so it'll still be plus on block, but oh, and of course, Ryu can also get crouching hard punch point blank, which is probably the best option. But from any further away, just know that or raw Shoryuken. This changes slightly in V-Trigger 2 because the icicles are bigger. So, for example, he can't get crouching heavy punch. Most of the other stuff should still work, though, but just bear it in mind. When you're point blank with Chun-Li, crouching hard punch will pull you out of the range of the icicles. So you can do stuff like that, or that. That you can do from farther away. You can do sweep from any range. And everything except max range, you can punish with EX bird kick. Or EX, whatever, lightning legs. You can actually do standing hard punch from pretty far away. It's not just point blank that it works. And you can always punish with that 5-frame EX Flying Peach. And command throw characters have a good option to this, so long as the command throw has enough range to reach. This won't be a punish But you can always get out of the way by elbow slashing. Although there's really no reason to not just punish with the actual command grab. Minot gets pretty much nothing. If you're in range to punish with a throw, you can do that. And Minot has a pretty long throw range, so it's fine. One thing that you can do with characters with good walk speed and or good throw range is that even if you block it from really far away and you're not in throw range, you can at least walk up into throw range and throw before the icicles will hit you. This won't be a punish unless you're doing a throw immediately. But you can at least either throw or have it be teched. But, you know, you're still at a disadvantage. Like, Kolin can just jab you out if you try to do that. Other than that, Minot doesn't really get much off of anything. Her sweep isn't fast enough to punish it, so she can't even get a knockdown. B-skill won't work. You can just, like, backdash out of the situation with most characters to avoid the hails. Minot will only get a good punish on this if she has super available. Ed's only legit punish at max range is with super. Unique about this, she can also sweep, but unique about punishing with the light Tesserin, it usually works at most ranges and gets through cleanly, but even at max range, it'll trade like that, but unlike most of the other characters that can trade, Jury will be plus in that situation. She should be +2. So Ibuki gets the best punishes on this move out of probably the entire cast. Ibuki gets really unique punishes that work well at every single range. So, where Ibuki's stronger punishes come in are actually at max range, because Ibuki can... So at closer ranges, Ibuki can cleanly punish with this move, the heavy version. But at farther away, it'll trade. But Ibuki, that move is really good on trades, and in that situation it'll be +4, but you're not quite close enough to link the light kick. But if you put a small delay before you do the move, you'll be +6. Allowing you to get stuff like that. Laura can pretty much always punish, almost always, except at the very max range, she can just punish with hard punch and it'll pull her out of the range of the icicles. And she can cancel that into whatever. Max range, it'll still trade. But Laura will be plus in that situation. So you would think that Cammy's Spiral Arrow would be really good, since generally moves with forward movement, especially for the person's body, are good at escaping the actual icicles themselves. But unfortunately, Spiral Arrow actually moves Cammy's body really high up into the air. And she generally gets hit by the icicles a lot. So, young Zeku doesn't really get great punishes against this unless it's point blank. However, yeah, he really doesn't have much of any other way to punish it. Because nothing he cancels into. He can't get a knockdown because his sweep isn't quite fast enough. And nothing that he cancels into will actually avoid the icicles. And, however, one thing that you can do at a little bit further range than point blank, but not max range like that, is you can do light palm strike. And, it won't hit. It won't be a punish. But so long as you don't get hit by the second icicle, if you're not that far away, you will be +3 on block after the trade, or after you get hit. Sometimes +4. So, this is one of the more amusing ones. Most command throw characters, if they have a decent range command throw, they can just punish the move outright. However, Abigail cannot, because he's so tall that the startup for the command throw will have him be standing, and he'll just stand right into the icicles, and he won't get to, the command throw won't come out. In fact, Abigail's the only character that can't even punish with a regular throw, because he'll just stand up into the ice. He can survive the icicles by using the projectile invincibility of the EX Abigail flip, but like I already covered in another video, EX Abigail flip is punishable on block, so. And Kolin does get decent punishes against it. Once again, just like Zeku, so Abigail's like probably the worst because he gets no real punish to this at all. But he can do crouching heavy punch on block and be +3 after the trade. That's the best he can get. And even then, Kolin can still Kolin has recovered in time, so Kolin can technically parry this, so it's not guaranteed. And after, he's not in range for a command throw. It won't be a legitimate punish, but he can at least enter the EX Nitro Charge, which will allow him to do a mix-up. If you don't have the bar to do the EX headbutt, Urien doesn't get a real knockdown punish at max range, or a safe punish, because he'll just get that. But you can do the light chariot tackle, and after the trade, you'll be +8 on block. So if you do it frame perfect, you can get you can time a hard punch 1 frame later than you could have actually inputted it, and off the trade you'll be +6, which will allow you to link into crouching medium punch. If you mistime it, you'll just be +5. So at a range between the point where he can punish with an actual back medium kick without getting hit, And the range where max distance where he can punish with well, anywhere in between there, slide will be -2 generally on hit. So it's not actually an advantageous situation for him, especially at max range when his slide will still be punished by the icicles anyways. So instead, he doesn't get a knockdown at those ranges, but you can do certain options that will be plus on block or hit. So back medium punch off of the trade will be +2. Light Yoga Gale will be +9 on block. Or +11. Assuming you don't get hit by both icicles. But even then, you still can't be punished for it. Because it's only -5 or -4 and she's too far away for light kick. If you teleport backwards, the hail will still catch you generally. If you teleport forwards, you'll be punished. So you can do sweep and be +1 on block after the trade. However, it'll often... Bison's pretty tall, so he'll get hit by the second one anyways and just get outright punished. Like that. Similarly, you can do a light Psycho Ball to be +8 on block after the trade. Same situation, however. Just being a little bit farther away from, like a mid-range, I would say, would actually, cause you to get hit by both the hails instead of just the one. Another thing you can do is, at certain ranges, you can get underneath them with the Psycho Axe. But, Bison really doesn't have much, at a farther range than that. Not even Super will link. It's more difficult to punish with crouching hard punch against V-Trigger 2 version. As in impossible. And you have to do all your EX leg punishes from much closer. So the safest option is just to go for the knockdown with the sweep. Hard punch won't work from as far away anymore. It'll still work point blank though. Medium punch won't work anymore. Hard punch won't work anymore. And all of your mixers have to be done from closer. So, crouching light punch in a mixer is now point blank. And raw mixer is a bit closer. That turns into that, point blank. And all of his Shoryukens have to be a little bit closer, or will be less effective the farther away. And he no longer gets light kick into V skill. Minot no longer gets crouching medium punch into super. But she does get crouching light punch into super. Speaking of the plus on block tech that I brought up later, with later characters, you can use V skill if you're pretty close to make it plus on block if you're only going to be hit by one icicle. Everything gets a bit closer, like normal. You no longer get standing medium punch into anything, but you do get back hard punch if you're closer. You don't get any mediums into Shoryu, you just get crouching light punch. And standing light kick. Luckily for Ed, his don't get any closer really because they're already dependent on the range of his own moves and not how close he is to the icicles. So he can still do his crouching medium punch, EX Psycho Knuckle at the same, or Psycho Upper at the same range. He no longer gets standing medium punch combos, but he can still do that, although it has to be closer. So, Ibuki can still get the medium kick, but she can't get the medium punch afterwards. Because it'll pull her backwards into the hail. So this works out even better, because even if you do it as fast as possible, it'll still be +5. You can still get +6 if you time it, but this makes it easier to do combos without needing to time it like that. Cammy will no longer get crouching medium punch into uppercut. And the uppercut will trade at max range. In addition, she can't use standing medium punch at point blank. She can do hard punch point blank, but she can't cancel it into spiral arrow. Unless it's the EX version. But you can cancel it into the uppercut. Unfortunately for Vega, he doesn't really have, he can't get a knockdown at max range after blocking it, because then he'll just, his roll won't get through it in time, and he doesn't really have any other options. However, he can, do crouching hard punch, and it won't be plus on block, but at least, he has an option that will prevent Kolin from being plus enough to extend her pressure. You're going to have to go for the target combo rather than the link into crouching medium punch, because the target combo will move you forward. Another one I forgot to mention to, when you can't get a knockdown at long range, to ensure that you're plus on hit or block, is back hard kick for Kolin, which is +5 on block. Now, young Zeku gets no punish except for forward throw, so... But, remember that in V-Trigger 2, basically, when the hail is going to hit you, it hits basically what equates to 1 frame lower than the regular hail, so... If that was +3 on block before, it's +4 on block against the, this hail, because this hail hits you sooner, which makes you recover sooner. However, it's more likely to hit you with both of them. In V-Trigger 2, the 1 frame difference is enough to make it so that Abigail can't get out EX Nitro Charge at all. So he pretty much has to just either eat the pressure or be close enough to take that trade to be +4 with the crouching heavy punch, and even that can be punished if Kolin parries it. Urian will no longer be able to get the light chariot tackle to be plus on block with the trade. Balrog can no longer do standing medium kick. Or anything into rush punch. Point blank, he can get crouching light punch into EX dash grand blow. Excellent. He can still get sweep though. But if you don't want to eat both of the hits of the hail, but you still want to be plus, he can do light dash punch, which will be +5 on block. It's +4 normally. Fong gets even better when she's in V-trigger because he's +7. If you hit the hard punch immediately, no matter what range you're at, you can get the full combo. Which is just like his crush counter, except it doesn't have crush counter scaling. If you're point blank, unfortunately, you'll just hit normally. It's also will no longer be able to get back medium kick. He can still get back medium punch, though. Trading with the back medium punch from further away will now be +3 instead of +2. And I forgot to mention this, but Bison can always do at point blank. Bison can always do hard punch into Psycho Ball and be fine. Bison no longer gets slide into being plus on block. Bison also no longer gets light Psycho Ball into being plus on block. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's important to know what your punishes are at every single range, and remember to punish them. Anyways, that should be all of the, or most of the optimal and practical punishes for each character, even the trade ones. So, it'd be best to take advantage of those and not let Kolin get any more pressure than she's really earning. Well, I hope the video helped.